Hey everybody, Mr. Van here. I wanted to take a couple of minutes and teach you a little bit about some of the things that you're going to need to know in order to be successful at this lesson for the second half of your first week of distance learning. Now, this whole lesson is all about comparing and converting from one unit to another. Now, in Summit, they're going to talk about a couple of different ways of doing it. One way that they're going to suggest doing it is by using a double number line. Don't do that. That is a waste of your time. They might even say use a table. I would highly suggest you also don't do that. That is a waste of your time. When it comes to unit conversions, the best thing that you can possibly do is multiply by a conversion rate. Multiply by a conversion rate. So let's say we had a question like if there's 3 cups of flour and they ask you how many tablespoons is that? I think that's how they usually write tablespoons. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to figure out what the equivalent number of tablespoons there is for a cup. And in case you don't know, it's 16, I believe. So 16 tablespoons equals 1 cup. This right here is our equivalent amounts. And what we need to do then is, depending on what we're converting from and what we're converting to, we're going to set it up as a fraction one way or the other. So if I want to convert from cups to tablespoons, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 3 cups and I'm going to multiply that by my fraction. And what I'm going to do is I want to end up with tablespoons at the end. So I'm going to put 16 tablespoons over 1 cup. Now, when you're multiplying fractions, you can always cross-cancel and try to reduce before you multiply. And that's kind of what ends up happening here with your units. The cups cancel out. 3 times 16, I believe, is 48 tablespoons. And then 1 times 1 is just 1. So 48 over 1 is just 48. So we end up with 48 tablespoons. This thing right here, I call this your conversion ratio. Basically what it is it's multiplying by 1, because 16 tablespoons and 1 cup are the same thing. So when you multiply by a number by 1, you're not changing its value. So we're not changing the value of 3 cups of something. I've been doing some baking lately, and 3 cups of flour and 48 tablespoons of flour are the exact same amount. So we haven't changed the amount at all. All we've done is change how it looks. And this is basically what you're going to do for most of this unit. If you have any other questions that this little video does not help you with, make sure that you ask me questions. Send me a message on Schoology. Send me an email if you want. Make sure you send it at classicalacademy.com, not tcadocs.com. I don't even know my password for the TCA Docs account. To finish off real quick, let's say we were going the other way. Let's say we had 64 tablespoons and we wanted to know how many cups that was. Well, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply by our conversion ratio, but this time tablespoons is going to go on the bottom and cups is going to go on the top. So we have 1 cup per 16 tablespoons. You can write that as over 1. 64 times 1 is just 64. The tablespoons cancel out. 1 times 16 is 16. So we have 64 over 16 cups. 64 divided by 16 is just 4. So 64 tablespoons is the same as 4 cups. Again, if you have any questions, just send me a message or drop into one of my math support times. Have a great day.